All right, it is go time. So yeah, we're playing on the 360 today. Um, I was actually thinking about playing on the Series S, but I did read that it is better on the 360. How much so, I'm not too sure. Um, well, compared to the original PS1 anyways, but I heard that the 360 version is a better port compared to the Series S, but I think by a few frames, so for a casual player like myself, that doesn't really matter too much. Um, but yeah. Okay, so we've done like with my practice stuff. Um, my second castle clear took 4 and almost 5 in game. I got it down at 2. Real time, it might be different, so let's see how it's gonna go. I do have myself a little, whatchamacallit, let's start over. That was the last thing I've been wanting to practice too. Like the intro with Richter. Like the quicker movement for him. Okay, we should be good.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world.
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
We'll hear just a little bit of it. I actually do plan to play the whatchamacallit, the Requiem version as well. But we'll see how that goes. Oh, wrong way. Nice. I think you get like a sort of stat bonus depending how fast you kill Dracula. I think the cutoff is a minute. But I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if it starts when you actually get control of Richter or if it's when you start the fight. I'm not too sure. But yeah, depending how quick you kill him, you get like an overall stat buff to everything. So yeah, that's the last thing I've been wanting to practice, but it wasn't too bad actually. Oh, opening the line. Maria Renard. I'm gonna try to show off a few of the lines if I can, because I do have the second, whatchamacallit, the clear save finally, so I can skip all the intros. Oh, the cutscenes and stuff, but okay, it is showtime. Okay, the dialogues go on for quite a bit. There is a specific one though. There's one I do consider my favorite in the entire game. I wouldn't say it's because of a certain line, but it's more of like an interaction. I think it's after Hippogriff, I want to say. Yeah, once I get hit by the first zombie, then I start slowing down. How do you guys do your shield dash cancels? Like, I've tried to do the rolling technique. It's fine. But I ended up, how do I say this? I put the stick just like on my lap and then use both hands. That's how I shield dash. Like when I know there's like no enemies around, that's when I'll pull this out. Like sacrifice, you know, not being able to attack. But yeah, you're only able to skip dialogue only after you kill Dracula. So you have to do the second castle. So when I was practicing this game, I was Like, I got the bad ending. Like, I should be able to skip at least the stuff in the first castle. Yeah, it's only until you do the entire, good ending. So.
Regret those words. We will meet again. What?
What? Oh. No more shield. I feel like I'm comfortable enough with this beginning part. It's only once we get to the second castle, I'm still a little shaky. More of that's just on routing more than anything, though. But that's the case for most of this game, though. It's all about the movement and routing, which is pretty damn fun. Like, I'm still very inconsistent with like wing smash loops, but I barely got it done. I think the longest I've gotten was like 4 or 5. I'm gonna say 4. Yeah, getting better with stuff like that is super fun. There's a few like, what's the phrase? Where you find an unintended path, pretty much. Usually with like the wolf form into dive kick for Alrock's quarters, like stuff like that. Like, I've tried doing that early in the game, but that is way too difficult for me. Especially with how like low health I have at that time. So I'm not gonna do crazy skips, like getting to those later parts earlier, but I'm gonna stick to something a little more intended, I suppose. For a while, I would do that little skip with the red guys for the Basilard, but I get that shortcut anyway, so I'm gonna go over there eventually, like within a few minutes. So, wrong button. Okay, I use that one menu to just equip everything. Yeah, start off with a few health pickups. I think you can do spells without buying them. Yeah, you can. You could buy like the info, but you're able to do them right from the get-go. Like, I'll show it off right here. So you can start doing them instantly. Oop, there we go. I need to catch up with this game someday. It's a fun game. Like, just this week, this week alone, I finally started to play something like for real. Like, I spent like probably the past 2 or 3 years watching speedruns constantly of like randomizers and stuff like that. I think there's actually an upcoming tournament pretty soon, like in spring, I think. But yeah, I've always been keeping up with some of the speedruns when I can. It's always a fun game just to put on and watch all the time. When it comes to playing it myself, that's the yeah, I haven't really done as of like this week actually. Let's do that. It's been sitting in my emulation library for months now. Oh, okay. It's one of those classic games, man. Like, it's definitely well worth playing it, putting the time into it. It's actually been really fun, like, theory crafting my routes for this game. Like, when it comes to the second castle, I followed a... let me prep my spell, actually. Okay. You don't actually hit them if they're off screen, so you gotta be like mindful of that. Oh. Yeah, magic is extremely good in this game. It actually was a... I expected the inputs to be a little more awkward, to be honest. But it wasn't too bad. It actually didn't take too long. So I've heard like horror stories of how inconsistent the inputs are, but it actually wasn't too bad. Like it actually took me... I fumbled a little bit trying to do like the soul steal. Because I'm going to get the shield rod in Coliseum. And you do that little, you know, the spell at the beginning of the room to make it a lot easier. It took me a long time, actually. Weirdly, a long time. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Like, I used a combination of both the left thumbstick and the D-pad to do the inputs. It just depends which one I'm more comfortable with. Like, if it's in the middle of a fight or if I have more setup. I'm not really a speedrunning type, but I do tend to play like one naturally in a way. Yeah, I'm not a speedrunner either. Like, the only game I actually speed ran was Hagane for like 3 days. It's really fun, especially for that game with how fast it is, especially the movement. But once you get to that sort of personal plateau and try to just shave off milliseconds, that's when it becomes not so fun for me. Like, just trying to keep replaying for like the shortest amount of like improvements doesn't really feel too fun. No, this happened earlier. That sucks. My 360 overheated. No. Okay, well, detour. That's why I have my Series S next to me. Okay, well, little detour. All right, let me set this up. No. Soul Steel can be bothersome versus... Yeah, Soul Steel is a little awkward, but wasn't too bad. Actually, I had a little bit of rough time even with Tetra Spirit. Or like the one when you have to hold up for like 2 seconds. Yeah, trying to find that sweet spot's a little wonky sometimes. Okay. This thing. Okay, since I didn't beat the game technically on the Series S, we're gonna have to force to watch the cutscenes. That's not a big problem though. I must have been practicing on the 360 for too much. It was only just today where it started to overheat like this and shut off, but yeah. I gave it more space too, just in case if it was like a ventilation problem. But it seems like it's an old console, so maybe there's some dust I gotta clean up probably. But yeah, shouldn't take too long. Okay. Now, let me get the controller. All right, this time we'll watch the beginning intro and not skip the cutscene. Okay, we are back. I should have something downloaded. If not, we're kind of screwed. I think I have something installed. Now, I haven't played with the Series S controller for Soen specifically, so this might be a little awkward, but it should be fine. Let me get a different pair of batteries. We adapt on the fly. Okay. Okay, let me see here. Okay, cool. Okay, we can start now. We're back. Currently, I'm pushing through Dragon's Dogma 1. The key word is pushing through. So I'm guessing you're not liking it too much, or what? It's a fine game, but... What's up, Shattuck? Welcome, welcome. This is the best looking 2D game in my... It's a really, really good 2D game. Let me see. You're outdated by a long shot, but the sprite art... I'm not sure outdated, but it is easily broken, so maybe that's what you mean. Okay. So yeah, I never played on the Series S ever, so this is gonna be our first time. But let me fix the screen real quick. On the... Here we go. I think that looks good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I gotta use this D-pad. It actually wasn't too bad using the 360 D-pad, actually. But we'll adapt. Barely. And we should be good. Okay. Now we can start playing the game. I play SNK Fighters, so the inputs for magic inputs weren't that bad for me.
It was not by my hand.
Yeah, I can imagine that, man. Like I played enough fighting games to get used to some inputs, but yeah, these are a little weird. Mainly the soul steal, because you gotta press right and then like immediately go opposite, rotate half circle bottom, and then yeah. A little funky, but it can work out. Bad 360 Glide is still... It is, man. I got the timing a little bit. Again, but I haven't used the Series S controller for this game at all, so this is gonna be very different experience. I couldn't pick up the thing.
No, it cannot be.
Not as good as the 360 one, but is the super jump too many inputs for something you spam? Isn't it just down and up for the high jump? Did you get a red ring? It's it overheats. This happened last time, like last year when I was playing Guwange for the first time. Yeah. I'll play the 360 and out of nowhere it just shuts off. I looked into it and like on the power brick, there's like a red light on it. Yeah, I looked into it and I think that means it's overheated. So I could just be playing it too much, I guess. But it was doing fine this past week. We're playing Death Smiles for a long time. I've been playing Sutton for a long time. Yeah, hopefully it works though, because we just got let me see. This just came in a few days ago. Samurai Aces, Raiden Fighters Aces. So the collection. And that can take a long time playing all the different ships and games, but now I'm not too sure if the 360 will last too long for that, but we'll see. This is how Metrovania started. You know what? Like a lot of the cool things I mentioned with Castlevania 2, it's in this game. The routing, the movement not as much, right? But at the routing aspect, playing the game however order you want, same way in Castlevania 2. It's pretty much that game but better, combined with like all the love of the previous games as well. Geese Howard move. Hyperkin made an exclusive replica controller for the Xbox. I might have to look into that, to be honest. Because the 360 controller is pretty timeless, man. There's a reason why people hung on to that thing for many years. I've heard for like PC gaming, but... The zombies should be popping up soon. I will say, so far, like, immediately using this controller. The travel distance is super short. So it's pretty immediate feeling. I think there's like 5 wargs. That's their name, right? Wargs? There's 3 or 4. Ba-da-bum. Is emulating the game within an emulator.
Alucard, what is your business?
We're playing... Okay, this is the 360 game. So this isn't the Requiem, if that's what you mean. Yeah, we're gonna play Requiem later. I did actually beat it yesterday to see the difference, and the only thing I can tell was dialogue and text. When it comes to balancing, I think Basilard is weaker, but I'm not too sure. Otherwise, though, the versions to me as a casual is pretty small. But again, like I keep comparing this game to the same way I compare like Ninja Gaiden 1. Again, the original is probably the best way to play. There's all the different versions, and then how Sigma on the Master Collection is just the Vita port. The same way Requiem is just a port of the PSP. So there's some similarities there. I kind of see them the same way. Yeah, I've heard the Xbox emulated version is one of the best ways to play this game. I'm assuming better than even the PS1 version, you know, about the limitations of the hardware, but... Or actually emulated on XBLA. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. So I can imagine... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Keep it Zoe. What's up, Not Ready? Welcome. Shield Council Tech. We learned a little bit of things. Not a lot, but just the basics. Like, there's a lot of, like I can't even do Wing Smash chains. Like, I could probably do 2 if I'm lucky. But it's really fun picking up on that sort of stuff. Like, the execution of it, it's pretty damn fun. The combat and sort of balancing for the game around combat is pretty lopsided, like in your favor. I'm gonna say that and probably die in combat, watch. But yeah, just everything else though. Like the look of the game, the controls, it's top notch, man. I'm gonna skip that fight this time because I don't have a lot of health to work with. Luckily, you get some good starting upgrades for free. Then the PS3 D-pad. Dude, I've been saying this for a while, but the PlayStation D-pad is not my favorite. Because it's so segmented, right? Like each direction. So when I go to roll, like to do any sort of like quarter circle motion, it drops inputs in the diagonals all the time. This has been a problem for me with every fighting game. Excuse me. So every time I try to play a fighting game, I have fun, but once I want to push my execution, I can't go too far because of how the PlayStation D-pad is. Do I do this? I'm not sure if I do this actually. Yeah. No, this is the short. Oh, no, I forgot to do this last time. This is where we get the cape. That's right. I skipped it last time. Speaking of... Well, okay, I'll talk about that little tidbit later, but... Yeah. I'm gonna get all the free XP that I can. Actually... Oopsie. Let me unequip. Actually, I'll keep it. Just so I don't have to be outranged by Slagra. Actually, I actually don't know which one's Slagra and which one's Gaibon. If I gotta be honest, I actually don't know the difference. I just put them together as one like entity at this point. I actually don't know which one's which. Oh, there we go. Just in case. There we go. A lot cleaner this time. Yeah, but now we'll take it off though. Widespread speedrun tech. Oh, for the shield cancel stuff. Cool. Yeah, this is the one thing that really surprised me about this game, like how powerful the starting fist is than like the typical sword you get. Only once I get the Basilar do I keep it for the entire game. That thing is way too powerful. Saturn version was good, extra run button plus more areas. The one thing I look forward to playing about that game, the little areas I've seen don't seem too special. Like they seem good for like farming. Like that hallway with ghosts, and the garden area seems all right too, but yeah, I think having Maria and the running boots is probably like the big draw for me. I actually do plan to play this game a few times, to be honest with you guys. So I want to do the 360 version. I want to do Requiem. Saturn if possible, but that's a big maybe. What the? And then oh, forgot to equip. There we go. And then yeah, play a playthrough with Richter and Maria if possible. If you hold down the button. Oh, really? Oh, I don't have my fist out, actually. Yeah, we're not going to see the fist anymore. It's really good at the beginning, but the Basilar... Holy crap, this thing's crazy. Yesterday I saw the 1 third-party PS4 style controller for 25. Pretty high quality, but decided not to. Any reason not to, or... Like, it'll just be a waste to grab a controller you don't really need right now. Pretty much. It's always fun looking at new controllers, man. Because again, it sort of like really shifts your experience of a game. Like, even me right now, like, I've been playing a lot of this game on 360 pad. But playing on the Series S makes it slightly different, which is pretty cool. Like, I do want to get a... Like, I saw an arcade stick playthrough of this game, and I think it looks pretty doable. Obviously, right? I saw a whole playthrough of it, but like that seems extremely fun to play this game on an arcade stick, especially with the command inputs, right? I think the bottom is faster, but I want a lot of XP. And I get hearts right here. Boom. Which of the 30 putts setup? For the beginning, we're just going to use simple Basilard. And that's really it. Like, I have a few pickups in mind. Like, I actually drew out a... Like, I have a picture of the map in front of me. And I've created my own little waypoints on it. Like, I have a few slides, pretty much. And I've been, like, slowly making small alterations to it and, like, keeping things in order. So, yeah, that's going to keep our playthrough, like, on track. But, yeah, the beginning part is simple. All Basilard. I'm swapping in a new cape or a new, like, armor here and there. Like, a new chest piece. And that's it. I think I get the topaz in the library or the Alrock's quarters, and I think it's pretty good. I think. But yeah, I could do the shield rod and like the steel shield. I think after a certain point, but I never used it, so I'm just not gonna do that one. But once we get to the second castle, though, we're gonna completely break this game. And I'm gonna do a lot of comparisons. Okay, over the years, I've been asked, how would I make or envision a 2D DMC game? And I would always mention Symphony of the Night. And I'm gonna point out a few specific enemies as we go along. And the first one is those mannequins, actually. The ones we just fought right now. And later on, the comparisons only get stronger as the playthrough continues, so. Okay, I think we fight, yeah, this guy. No, I gotta wait. There we go. This part is a little scary, because these things hit kind of hard. And we see some big, heavy hitters here. So I'm gonna be real careful. Luckily, the save point wasn't too far away. But the weird thing is, in the Requiem collection, these things die in 2 hits to the Basilard instead of 1. So I wanted to come back and test that again, and it seems like that's the case. Okay, right here I gotta be careful. Let me break a few of these so the magic doesn't go for them. That should kill him. There we go. So I use a shortcut later in the game. We're gonna grab this, and we're gonna attempt to get a health pickup. Well, I plan to get it before we leave, actually. First try. Yeah, you get there's sort of a coyote jump system. So yeah, you saw how I jumped while off the ledge there. So yeah, that's how I was able to sequence break. That's the phrase I was looking for, sequence break. There you go. Yeah, so I'm getting a few like handy upgrades super early on right now. There's a hack that improves performance, restores some transparent effects. Oh, isn't it called Castlevania, like Ultimate Sutwin or something like that? I think I saw a video recently. So yeah, now we're gonna circle back around. A lot of setup early on before we start things in action, but that's fine. Yeah, I highly recommend you learn those magic spells. They are crazy, crazy powerful. Just in general, if you get hit, this one is really good. Because you have a bit of iframes as you're like recovering, like as you do in most action platformers. So use that time to extend your iframes even further by using magic. Because when you use magic, you have a bit of iframes afterwards. I like to use magic here to make this climb a bit easier. There we go. Because little like boomerangs make it a bit tricky, but... Nope. Whoa. Sup, Prince? I knew you're gonna show up eventually. But like I was saying earlier, we're gonna be playing a lot of Soten for the next week or so. So I think you're gonna have a lot of extra Soten to appreciate. Yeah, we don't see the names of these characters or these enemies just yet, but they're pretty much named exactly like the ones from DMC 1. Or I think 4 actually. Oh. Man, I really don't like the changed audio clips or dialogue or like lines in Requiem, to be honest. I wish they kept it how they were. Maybe I'm just so used to this version, but I'm surprised you walked down there. This always feels like there should be something here, but there isn't. Like, that corner draws so much attention, but there's actually nothing there. For what I know, actually. But it'd be like so considering how God of War is 2D pretty cool. Yeah, exactly. Especially with the whole like castle setting, you know, the lock and key puzzles going on. Of like DMC 1 specifically. A bit of 3 too, right? Even the character designs visually, you know. There's some crossover there.
Wait a moment.
Wait a minute.
You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this.
I now know what this 2D DMC is. DMC 1. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll trust you.
Did you enjoy Bloodstained
I'm a
Ritual of the Night? It was good. Great game, but I like the pacing and fluidity.
Alucard.
Yeah. The pacing part, especially.
Well,
Like, I got probably 5 hours in,
if you
but
live that long,
I couldn't get into it too much. I am curious about the sequel, but yeah, I'm more excited about the new Balmont's Curse, I think. The stopwatch is by far the best sub weapon in the game. It's crazy good. So I am going to make sure I don't lose this at all. Especially with the upcoming Doppelganger boss fight. Luckily, these statues really make a difference on where to find the big money pickup right there. So always make an effort to grab it. There we go. I think I can just slide through him once I use the spell. Yeah, so I had a bit of iframes there, like I was mentioning earlier, but gotta be a little closer. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Zircon. I'm gonna try to do the wolf jump when we get it, but We'll see how that goes. I don't want to jinx myself, but we'll see how that goes. With 3D Metroidvanias, stuff like Batman. I remember I beat Arkham Asylum probably twice, but I've always heard that, right? It has an atmosphere and the sort of Metroidvania feel that you don't really see too often. That's why I'm really excited to go back to it, to be honest. For that exact reason. I think I'll be able to appreciate it a lot more now. Just start mashing up an attack right here. I've recently been more and more curious about the 2017 remake of Armed with Wings. Some of this game might have some hidden... Really? I never heard about that game, actually. I think Doppelganger is the only situation where the red rust is actually useful. Really? Well, that's if the game doesn't, like, lock your inputs, right? I could do the similar sort of, like, ledge jump right here to get the health early, but there's no real point right now. We go down there anyways once we get the wolf form. So I'm just gonna not have to do 2 trips at once. Right here we get a lot of Rondo enemies back to back. Whoa. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. No. No. That's fine. At least we got some good money and XP from that guy. Always try to go for him in this beginning part. Alright, we're gonna save up top and then get all our health back. Because it's been a while since the last time we saved. Bing. I can't believe people use red rust on this boss fight with the watch item. I'm surprised people use red rust at all. It seems like such a gimmick weapon. Because I think it locks your inputs at random, right? Let me see. I think we picked it up. I guess we didn't. Somehow we didn't pick up red rust. It's a guaranteed drop. So I'm kind of surprised we don't have it, but... Yeah, go for this guy again. There we go. Easy money and XP. But Arkham City is still a fantastic game, but for Asylum. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Origin is great. 9 is a game I need to revisit. It's a really, really good game, Arkham Knight. It's my favorite, but I think Asylum might be up there as well, to be honest. Yeah, you actually don't need to take that teleport at all in this game. There's only 2 teleports I ever use. And it seems to work out with my routing. Yeah. If I put on my detective glasses, there's probably a big chance some early guide for this game, and I use red rust. Oh man, that is crazy. That's always interesting to see, right? Like early meta of games. No. Usually hanging on the edge is all you need to do there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get that early health pickup. Why wouldn't I? It would be interesting to see like early guides for like Ninja Gaiden, right? Like any action game where, bruh, we'll just get it later. Any action game where things weren't solved just yet. I just got that. I think we go here next. I think so, yeah. Yeah, we just gotta cross back. Now our goal... Where are we going next, actually? Let me see. Like I said, I created my own little guide just so I don't get lost too much. Okay, we're going to the library. Let me go back. Bum bum. I feel like attempting that health pickup one more time. I think I'll do the slide off coyote jump instead this time. Oh, I didn't grab red rust? Okay, that's fine. The weapon's not needed at all. It's more so a challenge. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll try it. But we'll see. Because I'm actually really liking this game. Like, how can you not like this game? For one reason or another. Alright, try one more time. There we go. That was a lot easier. At least in my eyes. Red Rust is more so a challenge run type weapon like the wood. Oh yeah, you're right, yeah. I'm telling you, man, the comparisons to Ninja Gaiden 1 only grows by the day. And each time it pops up, I regret not mentioning it in my video. I always planned for it, but... The armor you get right here is only one number higher than what we have right now. I almost completely ignored it. But when I realized how much XP we get for doing this there and back, it made it worth it. It was more so like a little XP pickup more than anything. Yeah, it's just one number. It was not crazy improvement, but the XP is pretty good. There we go. You know, for the longest time, well, when I played this game originally, like 10 years ago, every time that shield popped away, I swear I lost it. I thought it was once you got hit, that was it. You can no longer use your shield anymore. Like that, the little animation really threw me off back then.
It's been a long time, old one.
Bloodborne guy that says you can block frenzy status.
What do you...
Oh, wow, that is awful advice. To even bring up the shield at all as a good thing is crazy. Can block frenzy, but only on the first...
You won't go on.
Wow, yeah, that's instantly outdated.
Really? In that case, just...
I've seen in an archive page full of old guidebooks for Zelda, Pokemon, and a lot of RPGs. Man, the amount of work people did back then was crazy. Because it was all just themselves and maybe a friend. You know, like the internet was super young, right? So
Thank you.
usually I buy 2. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
And we should be fine.
Farewell for now.
Farewell for now. Yeah, every time he says the thank you part, he does a laugh and then says thank you. So every time I hear the Resident Evil 4, he does the same exact thing. Even RE4 has a lot of Castlevania isms in that game. I mentioned it last time, but okay. Even speaking of Ninja Gaiden 1, even the Azure helmet, right? The Dragon Helm, they're identical because that equipment looks like a blue dragon helmet, right? The same one you see in this game. So I don't know, man. I'm telling you, Castlevania is like the game where everything pretty much stems from. The IGN Day 1 guide for Dark Souls 2 had some pearl. We did a bunch of testing and we did not find. Wow, that's crazy. That always reminds me too when like when early fighting game tier lists are made. Like everyone knows that they're more for fun because nobody knows the meta. So it's more so like as a time capsule more than an actual legit thing. So it's always fun to like compare early tier lists when people didn't know better. But yeah, hopefully I play this game enough to where I don't have to follow my guide too much to keep things on track, but I'm gonna have to refer a trip as things go on. Early part of the game, I think I'm pretty familiar, but it gets a little bit hazy as things go on. Ooh. And what I'm really interested about the Richter part of the game, they completely take out the RPG mechanics, which is very interesting. You have access to the entire game because you have all your movement, all the keys as well, I think. So all you have to do is just kill bosses if you want. You can just legit go straight to Dracula, from what I've seen. So like if the RPG-esque stuff about this game isn't too much or isn't like what you're feeling, you can just have this sort of glass cannon Castle Crasher sort of a playthrough. Yeah. No one knew it was back in the day. That's crazy, man. And now it's like the biggest, thing people make fun of. The ADP stat. That's adaptability, right? That's what it stands for. Okay. Money. Oh. You can't spell ignorant without IGN. Oh, the classic line, man. The first time I read that in the comment section, I had to take a pause. Like, dude, that is way too perfect. Poor IGN, man. Sometimes I feel bad, but sometimes I don't. Because it's only just one person who makes these sort of wild takes. But when they pop up so often, it's just like, okay. There's a trend going on over there. Okay, I'm maxed out on hearts. I did lose my stopwatch. Luckily, I noticed, so we're gonna pick it up right now. Luckily, it's right here. I actually don't know any other place to pick it up in the game, other than like that glass vial area in the laboratory, I think. But luckily, we come through here multiple times, anyways. There we go. So now we're gonna fight Scylla, I think her name is, and the worm. There's been so many times where I think I can make it up there without the movement stuff, but what? The spear has a lingering hitbox when he's just standing there. So when I'm using the Basilard, it's a little tricky to fight these guys, but that's why I just use magic. Ba-boom, ba-boom. Defense was too strong in Twitch KO back in the day. and Alcimo's DJ and unblockable setups. It seems like the game got solved super early. 2HKO. Like usually when the defense sort of meta kicks in, that's because the optimization for combos has gotten crazy consistent, or like optimized pretty much. Yeah, there should be a heart max up over here. Yeah, and a bandana. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna get slight increases over time. I dropped down right here, actually. And the music, this is redundant to bring it up every single time. I know I do it every Castlevania game, but holy crap. You just can't state it enough. Just how crazy good Castlevania's music is. Spear guard. It's just free XP, so. And I get my magic back pretty quick too. Like every time he glows blue, like that, that's how you know you got your full MP bar. Really cool, like, detail to convey info. There should be an HP increase, right? Nice. Okay, we drop down for more save point and then straight into the double boss fight. Well, mini boss and then a full-on boss fight. Kill him really quick. There we go. Okay. 2XK was doomed from the start. It's been work in progress for many years and still less than 15 characters. Yeah, every time I hear about that game, man, it's always going through some sort of major design change. So it seems like its core identity is always like inconsistent pretty much. So, but I never played the game, so I can't really say. I just use the regular one. I use a lot of magic for Scylla, so I don't want to spend too much MP on this guy. Okay. Yeah, I rely on a lot of magic early on, and for good reason. It really helps with the weakness of the Basilar, which is a short distance. But oh god. No. No, I swear that was 2 seconds. Oh my god. Now it goes out. There we go. I try to kill the worms and then slide dash back into her and use the iframe to just get in behind. It needs to pump out characters for people to care about. Yeah, only having 15 though, that's crazy. Especially for how long it's been in development. But who knows, man. These advertisement league players don't even know. Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, like they didn't even know it was a thing, or the fact it was a fighting game either. I wonder why though. Like, why not just lean on the layup of brand recognition? you know. But who knows? So I think there's a few different League of Legends like spin-offs. Like I think there's an action platformer with Echo, or maybe it's like a Metroidvania, but there's actually a few other games I've come across that caught my eye that wasn't, you know, the original game. Okay, so that's done. We're just gonna cross over. I actually spent a lot of time in the past going the mermaid statue. It's actually a waste of time. I would get it to do the bottom part of the map to get the holy symbol, but once you get that, there's not much to do with it. There's an HP upgrade, but you don't even need the holy symbol to go get it. You'll take a little bit of damage, but you get it back anyways, because once you pick up an HP upgrade, you get your full health back, right? So yeah. So it's just a waste of a few minutes going on the ferry ride. But it's a cool callback to Castlevania 2, so we'll take it. Off we go. We'll come back later to open that little part up for the extra boss down there. I think Grand Falloon is down there if I remember right. So we'll come back and open that up. But I thought this little detail was super nice, because there's a bit of layer of ice on top, and once you touch it, you see the break. Like little stuff like that, man. Oh, actually, money's money. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We can skip that guy. Do I have all my hearts back? I might need a little bit more. Devs were very responsive. Last phase from next fest surprise. Oh, okay, platform would have made sense, except they were working on one. But yeah, I don't know why they canceled it, man. Again, they should have learned that there was an audience for a multi-platform fighter, because the numbers on that thing were insane. Like almost 1 million people, or like way more than that. Yeah, this way. So like there's an audience out there that wants a more fleshed out, you know, interesting roster of characters. So there was a crowd that was hungry for it, but the output just wasn't there. So I heard the team was actually super small, and then of course the monetization only got worse. Again, the inconsistent vision for the game didn't help either. You know, stuff like that. So a lot of issues with that thing, but and like meddling, I'm sure, with the monetization stuff. Yeah, even I want a substitute for Smash, especially nowadays. Like I want something to keep me going until the next one, but yeah. Today, I'll leave us for online. Take care, Mary. See you soon. Because that game is hella overwhelming, unfunny to watch as a new player, so there's no way it's attracting players like that. Oh, okay. Funny games are just screwed. I think over time it'll slowly grow, like to becoming more and more of a common thing. But it'll just take time, to be honest. Like eventually people will venture out, I feel. I would hope so anyways. Yeah, this is why I opened up the shortcut earlier, because we have the go-ahead. Yeah, perfect. Works out. So now we're going to Coliseum. So before I would go all the way around, all the way to the top left there, and then go down the middle. But opening up this shortcut made this way more easier to go back to the center hub area. Make sure I don't pick up a different sub-weapon. Just play Tekken, GG, and Street Fighter. That brand loyalty, man. It is strong, but I think over time, people will branch out. Like, even me, I still consider myself a very casual fighting game player. But am aware of the other stuff and dabbled a little bit. And watched, like, the tournaments and stuff. So I think eventually that sort of number will grow for other series. Like, if especially become more of an appreciator of the fighting game genre as a whole, I feel. So it's more of like a give it time sort of situation. Meta jump there. Yeah. Street Fighter 6 is way better, for example, and Street Fighter 6 did was teach new players the fundamentals. Stories instead of just the mechanics. I think, yeah, the story mode especially, right? Because doesn't it teach you like the inputs? There's $100 there. Like the inputs, right? With the little mini games. That's pretty smart. I just wish there was more unique enemy AI, but again, that's just my personal preference, where I'm not a big fan of fighting game CPUs. Like, they should have made characters or enemies that specifically always did jump-ins or always went for a grab, you know, stuff like that. Or do like some sort of consistent pattern, man, to teach sort of mechanics or like concepts. You know, like make an enemy that always do a meaty on you if you're mashing on wake up, right? So have a character or, you know, an enemy that does specific patterns and behaviors to teach those things way more better. But I don't think it'll be too crazy to do. Alright, let's hope I didn't miss anything. So now we'll go to the center, we'll do the wolf jump, and do Coliseum. Strive is on top A first for GG, yeah. Hyper niche game, but what do you think was a difference for Strive that really kicked the door down? Was it really abandoning the sort of advanced mechanics? I know there was a weight class sort of system. Wake up timings were different. Like, I know that stuff existed, right? So I'm actually surprised you made it in time. Otherwise, we'd have to wait a minute there for the site. I was actually stuck there for the first time. I don't know how long. Like when I first played this game years ago, I didn't know the statue opened up depending on the time. The game does tell you that when you talk to Maria for the first time. But I didn't pay attention to that small detail. But yeah, I got stuck very quick for that reason. I think I noticed by accident because I would just keep running in circles and noticed, you know, it was finally open. But yeah. Whine about it, but they also bought it and played it for years. Oh. Making the game easy to watch. Okay, so we're gonna do the boss fight and then pick up the shield rod before we take off to get double jump. I used to try to avoid these guys, but it's free XP. And we're going to go to another save point that's literally on the other end of this section. It's not too far away, so might as well. Just take the time to fight these guys. Always pick up this first lantern, because it's free money. It's already right there, so might as well. Boom. It has more players right now than Strive and Grand Blue and Blaze Blue, and a dozen other fighting games combined. Man. I've only heard controversy with Tekken, but it must be from a minority group of advanced players because it seems to be doing well if that's the case. Oopsie. Okay. Ha 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 ha.
Open Hell's Gate. Come forth.
Was thanks to the new art style, wooing people and gameplay systems.
You're a Belmont.
Yeah, art style for sure. They definitely perfected it with well, no, even Exerd, right, was really good. But I think when it comes to the casual appeal, like fighters really helped pushed it. How am I messing up this input? Little scary, but okay, nice. I think my follow through is a little wonky on this controller.
So he says he's the lord of this castle.
And the gameplay system's simplified. This Borderlands party game. The stupid danger mechanic, which is just the game, how the game works. Yeah, I can't say too much on mechanics, but it was definitely easy for me to pick up. And me trying to play Exerd was extremely tough, so I would believe it, to be honest, that they made the game easier. So that's done. We're gonna save, and we're gonna get the shield rod. This is the Xbox version. We were playing on the 360 for even better performance. But my 360 overheated, so we had to quickly pull this out real quick. It's left, right. There we go. There we go. Usually people would just get out of here, but I want the XP, and my routing helps me take this shortcut out of here into the bow towers. So it lines up perfectly to get the double jump, and then yeah. I'm telling you, I had a lot of fun making my route for this game. Like a lot of fun. I haven't had this much fun doing this sort of thing with the game since X4, to be honest. Make sure I pick that up. Okay, so that's all done here. So okay. Yeah, there's the bow towers, double jump, and then we're gonna do Lesser Demon to get the bat form. Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't want to leave this area without having missed, because that would be embarrassing. If you hear anything about any game is by default the minority, most people just play games. Oh, okay, yeah. Especially fighters, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Let's try this out one time. Let's see what we get. It's really ominous music. Effort into finding a new game beyond is from the series I like. Yeah, that's true. But that's why DLC characters are important. again, it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, it makes sense why they do constant crossovers and stuff like that to grab the attention of new players. Like, why, you know, Strive did the Cyberpunk crossover. Or why, City of the Wolves is seeming to do a, Fist of the North Star crossover. So, like, that's one way to get new people to play your game, right? Like, getting the IP sort of stuff. Works for Smash Bros, right? That's why it's extremely large. Because it has the... Every Nintendo fan can hop into Smash Bros for some reason. For one reason or another. Yeah, as long as the crow was killed. There we go. They actually give you a lot of, like, handy upgrades in the first castle. Like, along the way. Silver plates. Oh, I forgot to put on ice mail. Oh. See. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Boom. Man, I'm telling you, Basilard is a crazy strong weapon. I'm kind of surprised more people don't. Well, I don't hear it more often, to be honest. Like, there's good reason, right? There's some really busted setups in this game, but some of them do require, like, some farming, like the Chrysogam, right? But, and that's only, you know, second castle. That's way far into the game. Okay, that should be fine. I don't want to spend all my magic. A lot of the bosses, too, you can just crouch. Like, we're going to crouch for this one. Cerberus, we're going to crouch. There's a few more. Like, the bosses are a lot to be desired, if I gotta be honest. But everything else about this game, besides combat, is extremely good. But I still like this game quite a bit, to be honest. Like, I've seen a few playthroughs of, like, modded versions of this game. Like, to alter patterns and behavior, right? But for what I've seen, they go into number inflation territory. So they really lean into the RPG mechanics instead of, like, a healthy mix of both. So I know there's a Sega Genesis reimagining being made for this game. Now that I'm really interested in. To see this game sort of made into a more linear game, that's gonna be pretty cool to see. Like, I saw a little bit of playthrough for the Sega Master System demo for one. Dude, that sprite for I think Simon. Really, really well made. Like, holy crap. I'm kind of surprised the Sega Master System was capable of that, to be honest. Whoa. And I will grab it. Yeah. Okay. Cody and Poison are good crossover characters who became permanent because they're from same world, and they actually make sense. Yeah, that's true. Don't forget about Lucia, man. The best character. Oh. There we go. Double jump acquired. Alright, time to get bat form. Okay. Let me make sure I unequip it. Get rid of all the stuff we picked up along the way.
What can I do for you?
I'm interested in this.
Thank you.
It took me a long time to realize the items pop up on the desk. Like every time I scroll, it actually pops up in front of him.
Thank you. Farewell for now.
Now at this point, I could buy the iron shield or something like that, or steel shield, to do the pretty strong spell. Now that I have the shield rod, but we're just gonna play with the Bacillard. Maybe later I'll learn how to use it more often, but the Bacillard is more than enough. Early castle, well, for the first castle. It's an important part of the fighting game. Fighting games are trash, so that's fine. 30 plus years of genre existing to still release characters like 9. And then you get shocked she's OP. There we go. There we go. I wonder how much XP I'm even getting for those guys. We can go to the lesser demon immediately, but there's an item, well, equipment behind the bookshelf that's really good. Stone Mask is pretty good too, but I think it's Topaz that's behind it. Is a CVS 3 at this point, right? Especially with that Terry and Ken sort of ending cinematic. Like they reference it pretty blatantly, which is cool. Yeah, this raises my intelligence by 9. It lowers my defense, but not by a lot. And now I can just go for the boss fight. Don't use too much magic here. Whoopsie. So I had a playthrough where I used everything, and I couldn't do my mist through the gate at the very end of this little area. Oh, okay, what does this remind you of? A flying demon with hooves, a goat half. He summons enemies with the beam of light. He's pretty much Marbus. Well, Marbus is this guy. So yeah, a lot of comparisons between this game, DMC 1 specifically, or early DMC, and Ninja Gaiden 1. I'm telling you, man. This game's pretty damn cool. What mechanic could you ignore in this game that would make it crazy hard without making it... Oh, magic. If I couldn't do magic, this game would be way more difficult. A lot difficult, actually. So I use it a lot for early game. especially since I use the Basilard quite often. You know, magic really helps that weakness, right? Covers it. But if I have to go up close and personal with everything, especially early game, you know, when I'm getting those shortcuts and stuff. So yeah, not doing magic would make this game a lot harder. Okay. Bum, bum. We just gotta go through, drop down. Okay, so now we're gonna go fight the crow boss in a clock tower. Don't forget the fairy. Okay. Having that little extra revive will be very handy. Fairy card. I remember I used to go for the demon card as well to do that little not shortcut, but open up that hidden area. I'm going the wrong way, but I wanted to reset the books. Yeah, I would get him and then open up the little cave thing next to him. But it does increase your physical damage, but it really lowers your defense to 0 practically. So, and I don't even use my melee weapons too often anyways, and the Basilard is more than enough. So I just started to ignore the little pickup when we get there. These guys always take 2 steps and then stab. 1, 2. Oh, actually no, 3. Oh, never mind. Maybe always stand right in front of him. Yeah, I wish the bosses were more like Rondo, man. Where they had that sort of like footsie game to them. Like, it would be way... Like, this game is already good to me, in my opinion. But if I had the bosses of Rondo, holy crap. But again, maybe me using, whatchamacallit, magic is, bypassing that. But again, that's why I'm gonna play Richter. Richter mode sometime in the future. Near future, hopefully. So that'll really put this game into perspective, like how the boss patterns are and stuff like that. Here we go. And he's a glass cannon, so our mistakes are very well punished. There's no way to make something hard by ignoring just one mechanic. You can fairly trivialize with bare fists, no healing items, no magic. I've seen a playthrough called Impossible Mode, and it does that very thing. You get a random spawn, your weapon, you're locked out of using the most overpowered weapons in the game. You can't use magic, you die in 1 hit, like stuff like that. And I've seen it get beat, which is crazy. You can still beat the game with all the odds stacked against you. And the randomize, over to here. Enemies like resistance and defense on some stuff. So yeah, there's some things to make it hard and people still find a way to beat it. But, whoopsie. So now I swap to the shaman. And okay, I think. Yeah, okay. I just need to make sure I don't forget about the the side area coming up. Again, this is another good example of why the stopwatch is crazy good in this game. We can just squeeze through here. I'm gonna use it very soon. That's fine. We're gonna get our health back anyways.
Wall.
I'm trying to think if the stopwatch was any good in any other Castlevania, but I don't think so. There's usually one good weapon, right, in every game. Yeah, this one, for Soten, it's definitely the stopwatch. You know, that's a good example right there, how you get iframes on magic use. It was super close call, but you managed to get the little spell out in time. I'm assuming I'm getting like no XP from these guys anymore. But yeah, let's keep going. Yeah, we don't want to get stoned as we're trying to exit that building, so. Well, a little area. I think there's a pot roast somewhere. Here we go. And we're good. I do actually use them. I do get in some situations where I'm in a pickle. And yeah, those help quite a bit. Ooh. And I do have a lot of equipment that increases my intelligence. And I think that's what determines how much damage you deal with your magic. So, yeah, that stuff only gets stronger. Even in this game, we see the statue, how it's pointing. So they even took that from Rondo. So every small detail from that game, they picked up on, like every game, which is really cool. And she can get stun locked if I can get the right hit on her. Yeah. Simple boss fights. Soul Steel exists, yeah. And if you can even ignore the health pickups, and that'll make this game hard as well. Like if you keep your health bar low on purpose, yeah, that'll make a huge difference. Random spawns. Life ups heal. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they heal on pickup. You can even drain blood from enemies for healing. Oh, that's right, yeah. With that spell. And the shield rod. Yeah, the shield rod is crazy strong, man. I would assume none of this was really noticed by them, to be honest. Just kind of gave you a lot of tools and people figured some crazy synergy. But that's pretty much the story for most games. Okay. So now we're going to pick up a lot of upgrades in this little corner. Quite a few, actually. We need something, but the whole game is just the clock tower. No. I think the one clock tower is more than enough. It's only going to get crazier in reverse tower. Reverse castle. But again, that's why I say keep this stopwatch and never let go. It is crazy strong. Okay, so now we're on our way to go get the ring. Yeah, okay. What? Go down here. Whoopsie. There we go. So now we're gonna do a little bit of backtracking. Okay, that's open. You really want to make sure that teleporter right here is available to you. I use it at the very end of my route to just quickly get to Dracula. Okay. Yeah, we can just skip everything coming up in the bell tower. We just gotta get to that little the spike area. Even when I played this game casually, I whatchamacallit, I skipped Spike Breaker. I never knew that was an item until years later. Isn't Echo of Bat the thing you need to like see the spikes? Yeah, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know Spike Breaker existed. So even back then, I somehow went through the spike corridor. So I must have had a random spell on me, or like a potion. You know, panically healing from all the damage. And yeah. Because if you don't know, when you use items, like healing items, or any item, I think, even Mana Prism, I think, you get a few iframes on use. So we're gonna use that little iframe window to go through the final door. Our next one. Nope. We are not losing our stopwatch. Here we go. Oopsie. Let me get it ready right now. Yeah, for some reason, a cool thing is when you slide into bat form, you get some extended iframes, which is really cool. Which button do I have it on? Okay. There we go. Brutal Doom sprites don't look great and it's terribly balanced.
I don't know if he's the one you're looking for.
You're forced to play Doom like a tactical shooter.
Really? So he is here.
But the one I saw was the enemy. He was
Doom 2 is probably my most played game. Really? Doom 2016 Serious Sam.
Can't be true. You're wrong. I must go now.
Doom 2 really has the emphasis of like more open areas, right? Like I remember that immediately when playing that game for the first time. Okay. Then we library card out of here. And okay, now we're gonna fight. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna go our way to Grand Falloon. Okay. Make sure you take this off instantly. I don't think you can use it when you're in the library. I think. Yeah.
What can I do for you?
Doom 2 is about managing resources and killing enemies that do unavoidable damage, and using deciding if to animate bigger things. Have you ever played Ninja Gaiden 2? The 360 game?
Thank you.
Because that's if you like that sort of aspect of trying to manage, well, mitigate, you know, the guaranteed damage, you might enjoy that game. Because it has the same sort of aspect. Like, you're meant to take damage. There's no way you're not supposed to. That's why I'm so shocked that there's actually like 2 or 3 no damage playthroughs of NG2 done by humans. And yeah, I don't see how that's possible. That game is insane. Uh, 1477. Yeah, there's no use fighting these guys anymore. Who carries HP and ammo in our footage? The best part of Doom 2 is the insane amount of enemies. Yeah, that's the big difference I noticed about that game. Wait 1 second. Yeah, it's definitely a different appeal. Like, one has that sort of like almost maze-like puzzle room to it. You know, trying to find the hidden walls, find the keys and stuff like that. So it's very different. I think I prefer that style more, but like again, going from Ninja Gaiden 1 to Ninja Gaiden 2 is also a dramatic shift. So I got a similar feeling playing Doom 1 and 2. Actually, now that I think about it, for similar reasons, right? Like Doom 1 has that sort of, I guess, adventure stuff going on along with the you know, the combat stuff. While Doom 2 really shines on that sort of aspect. Okay, so now we're just going back to the hub. Yeah, we're gonna save. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see if I can do this. What was that, 2? Oh. That should be the last one. Nope. Okay. So yeah, now we gotta take the other whatchamacallit. The Jewel of Open shortcut that was opened. So yeah, now that we have the bat, we can press a switch that's gonna help us get a certain shortcut down below. I bet these guys don't give me much XP anymore. I played Ninja Gaiden 2 on NES and Ninja Gaiden 2 3D with Rachel in it, which I think you said was black last time. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the newer version. Yeah, vanilla on 360 is where that unavoidable damage really comes into play. Now, luckily I didn't forget about this section. We're gonna fight Succubus. Again, this is another example of a similarity between DMC 1 and Symphony of the Night. Because it's another, you know, demon that takes the form of his mother. I'm telling you guys, the more you play, the more you look into it. This is another possible source for the early 3D action games, possibly. Honestly, I think Doom 1 has better level design, especially with the one John Romero levels. Oh, okay. And that's a cool thing, right? I've always heard about that. Like, people always point out the differences between who makes what maps, which is pretty cool. Like, people can tell their design styles, right? It's pretty cool. Easily the better levels is a massive common complaint about 2, along with the SSG. Okay. Now, would you...
Yes, Alucard.
Is it fair to call it a complaint, or more so a just a shift in approach? Right, because I can also see again, comparison to Ninja Gaiden. The absurdity and craziness of the combat of 2 could also be seen as a negative, but it's just a different style, right? So I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, just different.
What do you mean?
Because when I played the classic Dooms, yeah, I preferred 1 over 2. Because 2 was quite the push of the FPS mechanics for me. But that's just a skill issue on my part.
I like that.
Demon, death is too good for you.
Come here.
The OG Shotgun more to really appreciate SSG for what it's made for. There we go. And we have the save point right outside, so we get all our magic back.
Could it be
It's a complaint. It's been like a decade deep in the Doom community. It's a wow. Okay.
The son of Lord Dracula.
Death in the dream
Like,
world will set your
I also had a negative feeling to it the first time I played Doom 2, but yeah, I just later on grew to like think it's just a different approach. I wouldn't consider it bad or anything, just a different style. Like what's possible with the Doom engine, pretty much. Okay, let me double make sure. Okay, I got both rings. Okay. Now we're going to get the shortcut to Grand Falloon. Now before, at this point I would have, whatchamacallit, mermaid statue, and I would go all the way to the far end of the water area on the bottom right to get the holy symbol. But there's no use to do that, to be honest. It's pretty much a waste of time. Okay, we drop down, one more save point. We still go down to the bottom right for one item, and you don't need a holy symbol to grab it. Maybe if they made it deeper, but it's not really out of the way. I can't see Doom 2 on ultra violence. What is the SSG? The super shotgun? Is that what it stands for? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can't, for some reason, do diagonal attacks with the Bastard. Not too much of a problem, but it does get in the way of whatchamacallit, finding these secret areas. Yeah, just go over here, and this should have the HP. And we have no reason to go further than that. I actually don't remember if there's stuff down there, but probably not. Probably just like really resist vials or something like that. But nothing too crazy. Okay, we just gotta cross through the middle. Yeah, okay, we have to go to the other end of the waterfall. Because of how clustered the enemies are in Doom 2, you just can't have the game... Okay, it is super shotgun, okay. Does that game... I know it adds way more enemies, right? Doom 2. Like, does it add more guns as well with the enemies, or... No. Oopsie. Okay, we'll open up the switch. And we're gonna spawn in the skeleton. Okay, reset the room. Alright, time to kill all these little guys. Whoa, what was that range? Okay. No. This little guy's gonna make things a little awkward, but there we go. Smart little way to access a hidden area. Doom 2 just adds SS super shotgun and chainsaw, if I remember. 4 new enemy types. 5. Oh, that's pretty good actually. It sounds small, but I'm sure they do some pretty nice stuff with it. There's a save point at the bottom, I think. Nice. The arc vial. Which one's that one? The only new enemy I remember from 2 was the yellow one. Like this ghoulish, lengthy enemy. That's all I remember though. So fight Cerberus. That should be fine. No, he's doing this way too much. Bro. Well, up we go. We're gonna play it very safe. Usually, it doesn't go this bad, because this boss is pretty simple. Yeah. He just spaced me out. Night Shield. There we go. The N64 version of 2 is good. Good music. What about Doom 64? I beat that game exactly one time, but I don't remember too much about it. I do know people really like it for its more horror sort of like feel of that game. It's more darker. Oh, we just lost stopwatch. That's fine though. We skip both of these actually. Yeah, because that was the demon card and the secret area. Go right. Even Doom 3's sort of gotten its comeback pretty much. I remember playing it when like I was a kid when it came out, but I still remember playing it for the first time. Yeah, the sound effects, the whole dark atmosphere of that game, really different take on Doom. Like that was my first way to play Doom actually. Like that was my first Doom, and then I think we ended up getting the expansion. And I think that came with Doom 1 and 2 included. These guys have a lot of health, actually, surprisingly. Whoa. Oh. Is the... whatchamacallit? Wasn't the flashlight mechanic actually controversial back then? Like having to choose whether or not to shoot or see? I think in later versions they changed that, right? I think it just adds more to the tension, but yeah. Enough with you. There should be... oh, we gotta go up, actually. No! Oh, God. These guys are a little tanky, aren't they? No! That's fine. But like I mentioned, if you ever get hit, immediately start prepping the single spell thing. Extend your iframes and possibly kill whatever hits you. trying to prep my spell. Whoa. There we go. Unless you're playing Brutal Doom 64. In Doom 3 BFG edition, you can use a flashlight while weapons. Okay. Now, do you like that change or no? Or you prefer like the how it used to be originally? Okay, so now we have everything. Let me equip. Oopsie. That, and then we're gonna swap to library card. And time to go back to the center. We're gonna get the boots, get the holy glasses, and we're pretty much done with first castle. Now we are gonna do second castle as well, so we're not done just yet. I might as well. How much money do I have? 2. I'll buy one more just in case. That's fine.
What can I do for you?
I'm interested in.
Okay, I don't have much to sell. Okay. Yeah, time to go back to the hub. So now I'll be saying Brutal Ninja Gaiden game. Oh, Ninja Gaiden. Is it vanilla 2? I might. Pretty much, yeah. Like, that's an insane version of that game. Like, I had to take notes to plan out my entire route for Master Ninja. I was able to, like, what's the word? Put it to the test multiple times. And it's been consistent. I used it for my, my very hard runs. Well, Mentor, Master Ninja on 360 and the Series S. It's consistent, man. I might even post it on my, whatchamacallit, under my, the full playthrough. So I think they're very helpful. I might actually upload even my little pictures for this game. The ones I drew for Soten. Like the little waypoint guides I have for myself. I think, whatchamacallit, I might actually have a lot of fun with Metroid 1. Like, if I have to take, you know, there's no map, right? So it's all just based on the player, how they give info for themselves on how to navigate everything. So I wonder if going through the process of drawing and, you know, wrong way, of drawing it and taking notes, I wonder how fun that would be. Like, have, you know, just give it the chance to experience the not having a map for once. I still think our record is probably 3 in a row. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to pick up my stopwatch again. But again, like I mentioned last time, we go through here every single time, so you have multiple chances to pick it up again. Should be right here. Nice. Yeah, so now we have Bat. We can just fly up and grab the the boots. The gravity boots. Well, I messed that up. Okay. A little pretty lengthy cutscene right here. They doubled the amount of ammo, not like it was hard in the first place. They also added a bunch of new light sources. So now be safe. Okay, yeah. By default, with the dismembering and all, not. Just about checking that. Yeah, there's ways to mitigate the insanity of 2. But yeah, that game's crazy, man. I wish more people can play it, not just to experience the insanity of that game, but also to sort of, you know, dispel the, pretty much get a reality check. Like, it is a very good game, but it's also a very flawed game as well. Because it's only really talked up and not really with the asterisk of it's barely held together. But I guess it's the case for most good games out there. There should be... Let me pick up the health stuff first. Doom 3 looks visually. I love the lighting works in that game. And what a jump, right, between Doom 1 and 2 and 3, like just visually, like you were talking about. Like, it just looks, had that futuristic look to it. I'll probably play something else, but the game looks cool at least. I don't think I ever finished it. It was my first Doom game, like I mentioned, but never actually finished the game. Maybe one day. Like, I finished 1, 2, and 64, but
Alucard?
I need to go back and finish 3.
Voice, Maria?
I've owned 3
I'm sorry.
twice, like on the OG Xbox,
He has joined
and again with the
us.
BFG collection on PS3.
After all.
But
But someone must be controlling him.
Ninja Gaiden 40 minutes on the tutorial level.
Can't harm Richter.
It's a
Must be stopped.
it's a struggle, man, but
I know.
again, a lot of the game is
Here.
winning before the fight begins.
What are the
So learning the spawn points,
You can
learning where you could place yourself,
things
learning the stage, using the stage to advantage, like,
the soul of your friend?
yeah. Like, my notes is nothing but that. And also, like, mentioning when to use what statue, which treasure chest to avoid until later. Like, if you want to play Master Ninja or Mentor, you got to do some crazy strict routing of your resources. Like, you have to, especially with their money, healing items, life of the 1,000 gods, all that. Like, all that has needs careful consideration. Okay, so now, okay, we just climb upwards. What the hell? Okay, so we're gonna go use the warp room and go to the near the Dracula's throne area. Before I forget. $2? Well, we did take a little detour to whatchamacallit? To swap consoles, so
There is something funny about this wall.
I think we're doing pretty well pace-wise. That's fine. Because once we get to the second castle, it's a lot of just going from point A to point B. which is like what we're doing already. But yeah, usually I have a playthrough where I only have 2 warps open at all. Just the one by Overrox's quarters and the shrine room. Everything else I could have ignored entirely, and you'll be fine. Okay, one more. Save, and then there we go. Take a little bit. I never really struggled with NG2 outside of a few boss fights. The first ones I didn't know how to play yet. And Rachel's sister. Oh, okay. Most of the time you can just spam jumping flanks while moved. Yeah. Like I said, you have to use fire against fire in that game. Because again, it's not a very well balanced game. So you gotta do what you can. Any tricks you can pull to win, I say use them. Let me swap this out before I forget. And I have holy glasses. Yeah, I do. Okay.
I've been waiting for you.
Answer me. Why is a Belmont planning the resurrection of Count?
You just hopped on Mentor for the first time.
Count Dracula rises but once every century.
Yeah. Mentor is the second hardest mode in the game.
If I can resurrect him, then the
I'm saying my first
battle will last
playthrough was on hard mode.
eternity.
Oh, okay.
If those are your true feelings,
Yeah, as soon as the game begins, man. In Mentor, they have a lot of rocket launchers, though. Yeah. They are going to come after you extremely quick once you start playing the game.
But all is not yet lost. The resurrection of Count Dracula is at hand.
That sounds familiar. It sounds like the voice actor for
No. What have I done?
yeah, it sounds like Richter, but just modified
Alucard.
with like some sort of like filter for Shaft.
Alucard? The same Alucard who fought alongside my ancestor, Trevor Belmont?
Which is all of them.
For 300 years ago.
Have you played
small talk.
Sigma 1?
Person who controlled
You get more playtime with Rachel.
Yes, I think so.
Maria, take Richter
I
and
remember it took me 3 hours to finish the first level. Dude, as soon as the
All right.
games you get hit with a bunch of... Yeah, man. But I'm telling you, if you learn the little tricky parts, man, well, like the tricky, the helpful setups, it makes the game a whole lot easier. Which is not much easier, in all honesty. Still a very tough game, but knowing a few helpful tips will help a lot. Alright, so now it's a lot of going from point A to point B. Because we're going to do a few boss fights, but the main goal right now is pretty much to get the Alucard shield. And once we do that, the game is pretty much broken wide open. We're going to get a lot of upgrades right here. Okay. We need to open up the warp room. Get the high potion from down here. Everything else you can skip. I think they're just resistance. And yeah, that stuff doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'm sure there's something, but elemental damage doesn't seem like too much of an importance in this game. I gotta be honest. Okay, here we go. Hold on, hold on. Should be right here. Yeah. Okay, save. Open up the teleporter. And then we're on our way. It took me off those 40 minutes to realize I had iframes. Oh, wow. How? Okay. When you first played NG2, was this like on... Like when the game first came out, pretty much? We can back out really quick. Because usually going into that game that blind is pretty rare, I think, nowadays. Oh, one more. Okay, we need this later. Just circle back around. There we go. That should be fine. I'm surprised it's not dead already. There we go. I was trying to save a little bit more on my MP, but you should be fine. But I should for the platonic bestie Rachel. Okay. She has a lot more customization options too in Sigma. You gotta unlock them, I think, by doing specific like fiend challenges in her missions. And I think some of them are also tied to difficulty. So there's a few stuff you can do to customize her at least. It still sucks that 2 Black didn't add all the costumes missing from Sigma 2. Holy crap, he has a lot of health. Okay. I actually try to avoid combat most of the time in the second castle. I'm not super leveled up, but there's gonna be a section where I'm a farm for a little bit to get to like level 35 or 34. No, I try to use my stopwatch. Oh my god. Get me out of here. Holy, I don't have a lot of magic. So I can't really use my spells too much. Ooh. Okay, we're good. No, last second. Okay, we're out of here. Ooh. Speaking of Ninja Gaiden 1 equipment, this is pretty much the Azure Helm. It does It lowers my intelligence for a little bit, but it seems to be pretty good overall. So put this on. Okay. Okay, we have a save point right here, which is good. Right beneath us. Okay. Okay, we'll do a bit of climbing and onto creature. Now we're gonna see our next enemy that reminds me of DMC1 coming up right here. Well, almost. Not exactly right here. Yeah, so these guys right here pretty much reminded me of the skulls from DMC1. Especially when you went into the, like if you fell into the water from the bridge section. And there's still one more enemy, I think, that has some similarities, but I think once we get into the Bow Tower, we'll see the connections there. We'll just ignore this guy. Ooh, I got lucky there. I'm kind of surprised that Basilard is still a relevant weapon this late into the game. Like, I still was able to kill that guy in one hit. Okay. This should be a creature right here. Okay. Took me long enough. But yeah, if you get him to the corner, he'll do the spin attack. That's why I snuck behind him right there with the wing smash, so I can just keep him under control. Otherwise, we have to wait for him to like do that spin attack for a while. A little save pointer here, and then we have to do a bit of a hallway. Cloak Knights are some of the coolest enemies in this game. I actually don't remember like the names specifically, gotta be honest. I know I think I got the item pickup to show me the names. Yeah, I do. Okay. Are the Cloak Knights the ones from the clock tower we just went through? The floating swords? I will like them more, but holy crap. Them combined with the Medusa heads, quite the combo of enemies there. We go up one more. No, we're good actually right here. Yeah. Okay, a little better. Okay. Not bad. Okay. Okay. Now it's gonna climb upwards. Yeah, I was doing a huge wraparound, take out a few bosses, and then end up getting an Alucard shield in the top right corner. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, from here on out, there's not much combat happening. It's a lot of, like, general movement. Usually I farm the skeletons coming up at the very top of the section. Right here, actually. I'm level 30. Usually I go to like 34, 35. And these guys drop a lot of XP. Actually, I think there's like a heart max up right here. Let me see. These are like one of my favorite enemies in Castlevania 3, but I don't think they're used too well in this game, to be honest. I think it's on the left. No. I swear there was a... I must have been confused about the cave area, probably. I swear there was a max upgrade here. Now back we go. Alright, I'm actually not gonna farm this time. We already spent enough time going through here. Six. Whoa, wow, the 7. More 7. Holy crap, how many times do you have to do that? I thought just 5, but... Okay, one more. Yeah, this time I don't mash stopwatch. I wait for him to move first. Because he has a bit of iframes at the beginning. So if you use it immediately, he'll be in like in an invulnerable state. So I want to make sure he is active first. And save the game. Okay, so now we are going to do long trips down some long hallways to get the Alucard shield. It sucks there's no sort of like... I think it was Curse of Darkness. They had the mechanic where you could fast travel to a save point. Because yeah, we have the library cards, which are very useful, extremely useful. But I wish there was one for like save points, especially for the second castle. I got lucky there. No. Oh my god. I'm just gonna use a lot of pot roast instead. Oh, wrong one. I'm not sure if she uses my items or if she uses her own. I know she does come in clutch with like healing me during like very tricky spots. Okay, this one was 5. Okay. I was wondering why I had the idea for 5 high jumps. And now we can break this game wide open. Shield rod. Alucard short. Okay. So now it's time to backtrack. Okay, now we're going to make our way to Galamoth. In the okay, I beat the second castle for the first time on the Requiem collection yesterday. And they also referenced Kid Dracula. Now, I'm not sure if that's just them poking fun, or is it sort of like a canon thing? Because Galamoth is from Kid Dracula, and you play as Alucard in that game as well. I don't think they ever confirmed if that's the same Alucard as this one, like in that Game Boy game, but at this point it might as well be. Like the fact that Galamoth is in this game. So every single Castlevania game gets the representation in here, which is crazy. Even the little spin-offs. I'm not gonna risk it. Okay. I was trying to do lifesteal, but okay. Guy Bonzi Gargoyle. Okay. That's my way to remember it then. They both have G in the name. Okay. Okay. I do need to get a lot of my hearts back though. Fairy uses your item. Oh, okay, okay. So I remember the item, the apple. There's not many bosses where I need it in action, the life apple. But it's something I always want to make sure I have for the second castle. Because this is where things really start to hurt. But you're also super overpowered once you get the Alucard shield.
This far. In the name of your father, cease.
So yeah, take out Death real quick.
Not
We're gonna climb upwards and then kill Galamoth.
For the master,
And I think.
feast on your soul this night.
Okay, we're almost there. There we go. This is a crazy powerful combo. I could have used a shield rod even earlier for combos, but the Basilard is more than enough. Ah. Try to take my time to avoid the hit. Okay, keep going upwards. We're going to avoid the teleporter there. Besides the sort of like overall boss AI being pretty simple, I think one thing I would have liked to change in this game was being able to pick where you teleport to. You can't choose. It's like a set order, I think. Luckily, they have these sort of symbols to show you otherwise, that you can pay attention to, like little emblems to let you know where you're going. But I think being able to choose where to go would help a lot. Like a little quality of life fix, but it wasn't only until like later games did you were able to do that. Let me just save just in case. Okay. Just pretty much a straight ahead after this. My favorite enemies from Kid Dracula. Whoopsie. I'm kind of surprised. Well, most things seems to be doing only 1 damage to me. Kind of surprised. Let me see how much these guys do. 1 damage, yeah. Surprisingly. I guess the armor you pick up late game does a lot of the heavy lifting. I don't think I'm super leveled up at all, to be honest. That bottom left should be the save. Yeah. Alright, it's time to wipe out Galamoth instantly with this combo. Okay. I think it was still active, surprisingly. That's Galamoth. Luckily, there's a few ways to really just delete him. Otherwise, he has a lot of HP for you to get through. I think there's some, like, 1 more good item in here. Actually, I remember. Oh, I never got this before. We lose strength, but I think we get more intelligence, so that's pretty damn worth it. So we pretty much do that again, but backwards. Because we need to make our way to the teleporter. And then we would fight like the mummy and stuff like that. Find a few bosses pretty much. Now I think if I did this right, I should have been able to kill every boss fight in this game. That's been my goal for a while, to do what do we call it? An all boss playthrough. Okay. As much as I would love to stay, but we gotta keep on moving. I am wondering if they'll remake this game. So I know they're gonna do more projects for Castlevania. Now the odds of them actually doing so, I would think it's pretty high, to be honest. Out of all the games they would probably want to remake, you know, usually they want to do the one that's more, the more well-known game. I can see them doing this one. But to have 2 Metroidvanias in 1 year, that'll be kind of surprising. But you never know. Now, it would be crazy if they remake this game, but in 3D. Now, that'll be something interesting to see. I'm kind of hoping we get a new 3D Castlevania game. They've always had the potential there, but the execution was a little bit shaky. Okay, get our magic back. Now we should fight Mummy coming up. Now for one last comparison to DMC1. So these things are pretty much the shadows from DMC1. Even have the same sort of like attacks and movement. I think they even do a similar like jumping in the air into a twirling attack. I'm not sure how to bait him into doing that. Let me just reactivate it. There we go. I think there's a high potion at the very bottom. Let's see. I think it's a mana prism. It was somewhere in one of these battle towers. I think it's the next one. Maybe when I killed him, because he did the twirl attack, but maybe that's just a death animation. There we go. And mana prism right here. If I need like to refill my magic for any reason. Gotta go top left. Yeah, it's just... I think the little demons pop up soon. Check it out of here before they give me problems. Okay. Whoopsie. I didn't even know this thing existed down there. Yeah, let me go to the save point on the left side. And we'll fight the boss. It took me like 3 tries, but finally got it. I think it's up here. Okay. I wonder where Dracula's found. Found an artifact you can design and structure these type. I don't even know. That's just the power of Dracula, man. This place is an enigma. A living, evolving maze, man. I'm curious to play Laments of Innocence again. We're gonna do that somewhat soon. I wonder if they are able to replicate that sort of weird aspect of Dracula's castle at all. There we go. we don't hear the hype music for too long before taking him out. So he's done. I think we have to go onto Trio. I think that's next. Yeah, I think there's only 2 or 3 bosses left. No, I messed up like 5 times. Okay, usually I will save, but we'll just skip it this time. No. If all else fails. Okay, we just gotta cut across. Unhand me. What are they actually doing to Alucard when they do that? Like, I see them stabbing him. Like, is he just mad and just starts swinging, or are they mind controlling Alucard? I can never tell. We are definitely slowing down time. Okay. Actually, let me go back this way. Luckily, there's a safe point right about here, above these guys. Got my magic back. And then we can fight Trio. Then we go up the diagonal staircase. Canonically, Castlevania is a sapient being made of concept of chaos. It built itself. Which game did he actually like describe that sort of lore? Actually, I would assume it's this game, right? Like, I don't think there was any other game where they describe the castle and like its power until like this game, probably. Okay, so it's still active. There we go. Now it's time to go back to the staircase. Get my MP back. Okay. So I pretty much go up the staircase, go left. That's pretty much it. I think this is the end of the game. We just have to go fight Shaft and immediately go into Dracula. I need to actually go check a list if all the boss fights were killed or not. Hopefully, but it's still pretty good amount of them we're taking out. Okay. Okay, the final stretch pretty much. We just have to go through the little area with the invisible like butterflies, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, we're just pretty much on our way to the hub area. Dawn of Stars. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I really went to that game as fast as possible. Once we're done with, like, well, mostly done with Symphony of the Night, I do plan to do a playthrough of Aria. Because that's the one I actually do really like. You know, in that one, the boss fights are actually pretty good. I still might actually prefer Aria more than this game. But that's why I'm really curious. Of playing it back to back to really get a good comparison. Because my biggest gripe with Dawn was just the map design, pretty much. Well, and of course, like the whatchamacallit, the touchscreen finisher thing. I wasn't too much of a fan of that. Just to make sure I don't get clipped. You can see these guys coming after you, well, when they're next to you, but doing this should cover my bases. There we go. And that's pretty much it. We just gotta do one more save. And yeah. Time to beat the game. It's a bit muddy though, since they say that in Dawn and sea monsters are from same source, but then... Oh, okay. Yeah, timeline for Castlevania isn't... I'm sure it has its little hiccups here and there. Because like they restarted the whatchamacallit, the original timeline like 3 times, right? Like the origin point of like the fight between the Belmont and Dracula. Oopsie. I think it's still active, but... Boom, 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 boom.
You have done well in making it this far. I would expect no less from the son of our master.
So you are the one who is controlling Belmont?
Yes. I am the dark priest called Shaft. This world must be cleansed in the forge of chaos.
Why did you make Belmont lord of this castle?
For centuries, vampire hunters have defeated evil with holy power. But if 2 vampire hunters were to fight each other...
But Belmont's power is supreme among vampire hunters. None other could defeat him.
Exactly. That's why I removed him as a threat, by making him into lord of this castle.
But your plan has failed.
Has it indeed? We'll see what happens after I destroy you.
A lot of big talk, but once we get the shield on him, that's pretty much a done deal.
You claim
Chapter's always funny.
Go then and dwell there for all eternity.
I just wish, well, of course, you know, me going this route with this overpowered build in the second castle is ignoring all the patterns, but
Flames of chaos.
that's why I'm really looking forward to playing this game again, but as Richter. So I think that'll really show like the potential of the combat. Because this game really snowballs with the RPG mechanics.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
You have ever been the ally of humans. Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
Think you I would forget such a thing? No, but neither do I seek revenge against them.
Still uttering the same nonsense. No matter. Now is the time to put aside your weak human side and join me in remaking this world!
Dracula, in the name of my mother, I will defeat you again!
Behold my true form!
There it is.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother
No more.
How? How?
This is actually a really good, like, final conversation, though.
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm. For theirs is already a hard lot. She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
So you
And
mean
there it is. A good ending.
I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry. 'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph
3 hours? That's not too bad for both.
I understand.
On my original playthrough on...
What will you do now?
We'll see it soon. When I do Requiem, I think it took me almost 5 hours just to do the first half of the castle. In game time, by the way. So it probably took me almost 10 hours to do the first half of the game.
Alucard?
Don't you...
This will probably end up around
No. It's best this
2.5 maybe, like in game time.
Someday perhaps we will meet again. And
Yeah, this game,
maybe.
I see.
Let's go. Everyone's waiting for us.
besides like the combat sort of thing, it's a really good game. Like the music, the writing, animation, sprite work, like the level design. The map is really fun. Like the routing is probably my favorite part about this game. Bosses are so-so. I do actually grew some appreciation for the reverse castle. I actually don't mind it. Before I was kind of like so-so on it. But I do like it. Especially like reusing all your movement stuff now that you actually have it, right? You could use them in new funky ways. The RPG stuff is a little broken. But no. That's because 20 years later, we know all the broken stuff by now, but... And as little as I know about the movement mechanics, it's pretty damn fun to pull that off. As, yeah, there's a lot to learn with the movement specifically. There's not much you can say bad about this game. It's a really good game that holds up still. Maria carried. Some versions use Kung Fu. Yeah. That's another cool thing about Soten. Just because there's so many different versions, right? I want to play Requiem. I want to play the Saturn version. Because she has two different versions, right? Both of them aren't the same. Like, they're both unique to each other. So I think Richter's the same no matter what, but yeah, there's a lot of reasons to go back to this game. And I feel like playing it a few more times coming up. Yeah. Because I did want to play, you know, the Raiden collection on 360, but it seems like that thing is on its final legs coming up soon, so yeah, that's a shame. I'll see. I'm gonna have to probably open that thing up, see if I need to dust it, to be honest. But yeah, I want to play this game quite a bit more. I've already done probably 4 runs, 4 or 5 when it comes like to the both castles, all bosses. So I still want to keep playing. Like, I wish I was a little bit more. I knew the second castle a bit more, like, because I can do the beginning by memory, but I don't have nearly as much playtime to do it off what's the word? Like second nature. Like, I can do it like Ninja Gaiden 1, but this game is pretty long. So 2.5. That's pretty good. We reached 3 hours, but we had to stop and swap consoles real quick, but 2.5 isn't that bad for, I think, all bosses. I'm gonna have to check later if I've got everything, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do today, and just do that quick, well, somewhat quick, all bosses. But when I'm gonna come back, doing Requiem tomorrow might be too soon, so I think I'm gonna practice Richter and try to figure that out. I think I'm gonna immediately jump into Richter mode and practice that. It might take a while too, especially since he's a glass cannon, but I think that's gonna be the fun part about it. But yeah, GG's. We're gonna call it here. I appreciate it as always, and until next time.